welcome to the 7th episode of Inside the Mind. Today's Inside the Mind is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do, which is break down full games of Madden for you guys in great detail. Instead of doing that and having a super long video, I'm instead going to be just breaking down my ultimate team that I have been using over the course of the last several days and that I've been using throughout the course of the MCS Zero Chill Challenge tournament ladders. By the time you guys see this video, the ladders for the Zero Chill Challenge tournament have already come and gone, and I'm fairly certain that we are qualified for this tournament, unlike the Harvest Challenge last month, which woohoo. So I'll be playing in that tournament next week, Saturday and Sunday, November the 25th and 26th. I will be streaming all of my games that I play. The link to that is down below in the description. So yes, instead of breaking down a full game, I'm just going to be breaking down my full Ultimate Team squad that I've been using. Everything you need to know on offense, all of it on defense, the abilities, players, all the strategy that goes into what I like to use as we speak here, November 20th, 2023. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's transition into my Ultimate Team so I can break this down for you guys here on Inside the Mind episode number 7. Alrighty guys, here we are in my Ultimate Team lineup screen. It is time to go inside my mind of what I like to run on offense, on defense, the abilities, everything that you guys want and need to know will be answered in great detail for you guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So I'm going to hide my ugly face here, and boom, there it goes. And here is my offense as we speak. Now the big thing in Ultimate Team every single year is theme teams, and I am currently running a hybrid theme team. As we scroll over here to our right, you can see chemistries here. This is where you see all of our chemistries that are active. The two main ones that I am running as we speak are still the Most Feared chemistry and the Harvest chemistry. Every Most Feared player and Harvest player on my team gets a +1 speed boost. Now previously I was using the Most Feared 50 out of 50, which gave every Most Feared card +2 speed, which was amazing. But with the Harvest promo dropping last Thursday, this will now be the best theme team in the game, especially when they drop the part 2 of Harvest, which I'm assuming is going to be coming at some point this week, maybe even the next day or two. That is when I'll be transitioning from a Most Feared Harvest theme team to just having a 50 Harvest. That way, all the Harvest players will be getting +2 speed. You know, a lot of players right now are running, a hybrid, Cowboys theme team, a Broncos theme team. Those are two very popular theme teams right now. The theme teams have switched up a lot all year. Seahawks has been very consistent. The Steeler theme team is going to be, guys, I'm going to be making content on that very soon. The Steeler theme team has actually been cracked all year long, and I'm definitely going to be doing that very soon. Stay tuned for that content. It's going to be coming out very shortly. It's going to be awesome, I promise you. But yes, Most Feared and Harvest, those are the theme teams that I am running right now. What are the theme teams that you guys are running? If you are running Ultimate Team, let me know down in the comment section below. All these players you see here with the Most Feared chem and the Harvest chem all get +1 speed. So that is the disclaimer out of the way. Let's go ahead and dive into all the players. Now, we'll start off first with the beefy trenches up front here. The offensive line in this game, it's either God tier or it sucks. And there's really no in between. One play they'll hold up for 19 seconds. The next play they'll hold up for 0.19 seconds. So right now I'm using, I wouldn't say the super best Ultimate Team linemen as we speak, but these are pretty good linemen. We have Laramie Tunzel, Cody Whitehair. These two are both limited cards as well, which by the way, they both got reduxed last week, so that's actually kind of clutch. So whenever those cards drop in price, I'll probably pick them up instead of having their limiteds. We have Steeler legend Marquise Pouncey holding it down at center, and then I've got 289 overall Harvest linemen here, Wyatt Teller and Rob Havenstein. A lot of the cards here underneath are just backup players for chemistry purposes. At the tight end position, we are using none other than Donald Parham Jr. Still the best tight end in the game because of the fact that this monstrosity of a human being is 6'8", 240 pounds. He's an absolute monster. 90 speed. He was 91 speed a few days ago, but when I decided to switch, he did lose that point of speed, which, I mean, didn't really make that big of a difference, but still, he's 90 speed. Donald Parham is absolutely cracked in this game, and he has been really ever since he came into the league. He has been really good in Ultimate Team. I've got just a couple of random backups: Tyler Higbee, Brevin Jordan. Who? Never heard of this guy. They're just there for backup purposes, chemistry purposes, as they would say. Moving on then to these skill positions. As of right now, I am not using this T. Higgins right here. T. Higgins is only here for chemistry. So is Mecole Hardman. So is Hunter Renfrow. These guys do not see the field at all. The only receivers that I use at this moment are Jamar Chase here, the gritty man, one of the gritty men, along with, Jay Jettis. 92 speed on him. Once again, with that most feared theme team. He was 93 speed, which I can kind of tell a little bit of difference between 92 and 93. Once again, it's not game changing or world changing by any means, but you can tell the difference. You definitely tell a difference there. And Jamar, still very, very good. We love hitting the gritty with him, as well as a celebration when he scores tutties. Definitely see him being upgraded here soon when they drop another Harvest wide receiver, if they drop another one. Otherwise, I keep him. And then we are using Amari Cooper, one of the new 92 overall Harvest items. With the 92 overall Harvest items, this really helps out a lot, by the way. As you can see here, in little tiny, I mean, you can kind of see it on your screen, not really, but it says he gets ×2 Harvest chemistry. All the 92 overalls that you will see get the ×2 chemistry, which is really clutch. That really helps out a lot. It saves roster spots that it can be used for other players on the team. That'll be really helpful for the when we'll go to 50-50 Harvest. And then he also gets the team chemistry as well. That's the added bonus here. That's the betterment of the Harvest team. Not only do you get the Harvest chemistry, you also get the team chemistry. So we can equip Raiders, we can equip Cowboys on him as well. Right now, we're not running a regular theme team, so we're just rocking out with the Browns. But that's the really cool part about this, is that they get the Harvest and they get their own team plus their teams that they played with before in the past. Whereas Most Feared, for example, you could only choose between the Most Feared chem and then their team chems. Alvin Kamara, we're using Most Feared chem on him, and then the Saints chem, you can't have both at the same time. So that's what is really good about the Harvest promo compared to Most Feared. That's why it's, the Harvest is going to be way better to run once they drop the next part of it next week. So going back then to Alvin Kamara, who is our running back here on my team right now. A lot of people running Edgerrin James. We probably will go to Edgerrin James, who is very expensive at the moment because he's a limited. Right now, we are still rocking out with Alvin Kamara, and we do have an ability on him. And I'll talk about the abilities here in a little bit. We also have an X factor on him. Alvin Kamara, as you can see here, 92 speed. Once again, he lost a point of speed because of the theme team Most Feared losing 50 out of 50, which sucks. He also loses a point of acceleration too, but he is still really, really good, especially in the passing game, because he has that 85 catching. So he runs routes like a madman sometimes. Other times he might screw up here or there. He is a little bit shorter, but he is definitely a beast. And one of the best Alvin Kamara cards that I've ever used. And then in my backup running back spots, we just have Breece Hall here and then Keaton Mitchell. Kind of maybe thinking we pick up another running back just to have, especially if I want to go to goal line. But I think we're going to stick around with the running backs that we have until Edgerrin James price comes down, which hopefully it does, and then we'll pick him up, because Edgerrin James is a 92 overall Harvest card, and he gets that Harvest chemistry ×2. At fullback, I'm using the free 88 overall Kyle Juszczyk. Doesn't really hardly see the field much at all. And now we get to our quarterback, and we are currently using our boy Patty Mahomes. Yes, indeed. Patrick Mahomes is our quarterback right now. And I will say, the moment they drop a quarterback better than him, I am leaving Patrick Mahomes, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, he is good, but he is also ass. Hopefully that makes sense. He is good, but he is also ass at the same time. And there's really not much in between. It sucks. He does have a little bit of a windup, especially compared to Joe Montana. I really miss Joe Montana. I really do. Joe Montana was so good for so long, but because this card gets the harvest chemistry ×2, we had to pick him up for the theme team purposes. He's still really good, but he might cost you here and there, just saying. Take a look at his stats. 81 speed. He is a little bit more mobile than Joe Montana. He's not as fast as Warren Moon by any means. As you can see, the throwing stats really don't even matter with the, especially with the abilities trumping stats. So Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs fans, here you go. You got your boy. He is my quarterback right now. And I will say this is probably, for what it's worth, the best Patrick Mahomes card that I've ever used. And I've never really used Patrick Mahomes all that much because he's had a shitty release. Not that much different here in this game, sadly. There he is. He is my quarterback for the time being. If they drop another one that's better, we'll use it. And then, of course, gotta have the Pastronaut, Josh Dobbs, as the backup. Shout out to Josh Dobbs. Absolutely electrifying the entire league. One of the most feel-good stories of the year so far. So I forgot to mention one individual who I'll point out here very quickly, and that is Randy Moss. And here he is. We have to hide him back here in the specialist tab because of chemistry. But Randy Moss, yes, this is the free 91 overall that you got from season 2. Take a look at him. No abilities on him. 92 speed. If you are running any one of the multiple teams that he was on, he would get 93 speed, making him that much better. He's the best wide receiver in the game right now. 6'4", Randy Moss. All you really need to know. Once again, if you are running one of these theme teams, he does get 92 or 93 speed. If you're running a 50-50 theme team, he gets 94 speed, which is ridiculous. But yes, he is my slot receiver right now. So it's him, Amari Cooper, and Jamar Chase are my 3 wide receivers that we use. And now we transition over to abilities. And as you can see, we're only using 2 players that have abilities, and 6 out of 7 of the AP that we are allowed are being spent on my quarterback, which has been the case ever since this ability came out. And the ability that I'm talking about is Hot Route Master. Set feet lead dropped into the game a couple of weeks ago, and guys, I could go into a tangent about this all video long, but I'm not. Set feet lead is the craziest it's ever been in this game, especially when it is paired with Gunslinger. Set feet lead absolutely dumbs out defense like it's never dumbed it out before. It is actually insane how overpowered set feet lead is in this game. However, I value having more hot routes to be able to access to every one of my receivers than having set feet lead and not being able to run Gunslinger or gift wrap with it. This is what I've been running. This is the stack of abilities I have been running ever since Joe Montana came out. He was the first one. Get this stack, and this is the stack that I am probably going to be using for the foreseeable future because I do see them raising set feet lead and AP cost, which right now it only costs 4 AP. So you can technically run set feet lead with Gunslinger and gift wrapped for all of your AP, but you wouldn't be able to have any route chemistries at all. A lot of people have done. It is extremely overpowered, extremely frustrating to face because defense is already hard enough as it is, and set feet lead makes it that much worse because the ball travels so much faster. Trust me, if you guys have faced a set feet lead quarterback, whether it be in MUT or regs this year, you know how toxic it is. I don't know how set feet lead was not raised at AP before the Zero Chill Challenge ladders. Maybe it will be for the tournament itself. I doubt it, but we'll wait and see. And also, it is like playing an entirely different game because there's some throws that you can make without it, and there's some you can make with set feet lead that are just absolutely out of this world. It's insane. We tested it out on Mahomes. I didn't use Gunslinger though, which sucked. And I might mess around with it. We might. We'll see. That will require me to go to a different offense, which I don't know if I would want to do, especially a week before a tournament. But you never know. You never know. We will wait and see. I have the courage of my convictions to run this stack of abilities, gift wrapped, Gunslinger, Hot Route Master on Mahomes for 6 AP. And then the other 1 AP we spend is on Alvin Kamara, and we run the Energizer ability on him, which is very, very glitchy. It lights up on successful skill moves like juke moves, which the juke move is very, very good in this game. And whenever you successfully perform a juke move on someone, the stamina is going to replenish, as it says there. Now, for 1 AP, you could do that or run Jukebox, which yes, you get crazier juking animations, I should say. But your stamina depletes like a madman. That is why I'm using Energizer also. 1 AP, you can just spend it on really whatever you want. You could put Indoor Baller on someone to help reduce X Factor objectives if you want. That's something I've been thinking about doing, but I'm just rocking out with Energizer. I have been for a while on my running back because I try to juke so much with them. Might as well try to get that stamina back after juking someone out of their shoes, right? And then I just use Double Me, the X Factor, on Randy Moss, the inventor of the Double Me X Factor. And so that is virtually it for offense. If you guys have any questions whatsoever in terms of players, abilities, things of that nature, let me know down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer it for you guys. Now we transition over here to defense. Oh, defense and how bad it is here in Madden 24. Yes, we do have defense, and here is what I like to do on defense. So once again, most feared and harvest theme teams, right, apply here as well. So all most feared and harvest items get the +1 speed boost. So we'll start off first here with our defensive line. There's a lot of filler guys here. Really the only one out of all 8 of these guys that plays is Von Miller, and I used Von Miller at defensive tackle. Yes, because what they did to Von Miller is they made him a defensive end rather than an outside linebacker like he usually has been every other year in MUT. So what you can do now is put him at defensive tackle, which is unreal. And Von Miller has been on my team for a while now, and he's pretty damn good. Guess what? Because he's 88 speed and 89 acceleration at D tackle. He is fast as hell, and he was 89 speed once again with that most feared 50-50. You can get him to 89 speed. Von Miller, definitely very glitchy. Use him at D tackle. That's what I've been doing. That's what a lot of people do. Do it. It's amazing. I occasionally still do use Jared Allen a little bit as well. There also is a 92 overall Dexter Lawrence that we'll probably get, but don't really need to at this moment. For chemistry purposes, once again, he'll get that ×2 harvest. At linebackers, our linebackers, you can see here, we got some names, right? Kayvon Thibodeau, right? He does play for me. He plays on the defensive line. 90 speed and 92 acceleration on the defensive line is insanity. He was 91 speed, even more crazy. He's got that 90 per hour move, 90 block shed, 92 acceleration. Dude's a beast. We have the office linebacker himself, Terry Tate. Now this card was the mystery player of the most feared promo, and what is even glitchier about this card rather than him being 6'6" with 89 speed is the fact that he gets ×5 most feared chem. So this really helps out a lot as well with opening up spots that you wouldn't normally have if he couldn't get that. That's huge. Devin White. Devin White had been my user for the longest time. Right, as you can see, I still got, lurk guards equipped on him. 91 speed, 91 acceleration, but he's only 6 foot tall, which is short. And especially now with set feet lead being in the game, the user has to be tall. The user just has to be tall, and that is why I went ahead. I had Luke Kuechly before, and I just went ahead and repicked him up a few days ago because Luke Kuechly is 6'3". He has 90 speed, which is starting to get a little bit slow now for users. Still good, but 90 speed with 91 zone block shed. He is my user right now. He's been very good. That 3 inches makes up for having 1 less speed, I will say. So Luke Kuechly right now is arguably one of the best users in the game if you are using a lurk artist linebacker. If not, if you're still using a safety, I don't know who really the best is right now. Maybe Polamalu is the best. Lurk artist has definitely been the way to go at user for a while now. I have it here on my user, Kuechly. We just recently brought back Micah Parsons into the fold as well. I hadn't been using Micah Parsons as of late, just kind of a crime, considering that this card was absolutely free and is a 90 overall, who's actually really good, right? It's Micah freaking Parsons. He has 89 speed, 90 acceleration. Dude's a beast. We most recently brought him back into the fold, and he is now on the defensive line again for me. And then we got Patrick Willis here as well. He got a redux as of late. I mean, this card is a jack of all trades. He's a Swiss Army knife because he is fast. He's 6'1", which is still a little bit short. Not, it's 1 inch taller than Devin White. He can play zone coverage. He's got good block shedding as well. He can do it all. He's got 88 power move as well. This has been one of the best cards in the game on defense ever since he dropped. Finally got a Redux item, which made him not as expensive as his limited time card. This card was going for so much for so long. Now he was finally affordable, so we had to bring him on the squad. Doesn't really see the field a whole lot in my normal defense, but when I go to my goal line defense / run defense, that is when we bring out Patrick Willis. P. Willie's a baller. Definitely is a baller. So that is my front 7, my linebackers, my linemen. Now let's transition to the meat and potatoes of the defense, and that is the secondary. If you watched the Harvest Challenge on Twitch and you had your Twitch drops active and your account linked to EA and Twitch, then you got this card right here, Tariq Woolen, for absolutely free.
Oh my God.
Arguably the best card in the game for free. Take a look at his stats. 6'4", 93 speed, 92 acceleration, 95 zone coverage. I'll explain why his zone coverage is so boosted once we get to the strategy portion of this video. Tariq Woolen is an absolute must-have for your team. I feel sorry for whoever was not able to get this card, because this card is an absolute freaking demon. Once again, he gets the Harvest chemistry, right? That helps out a lot. He doesn't get it ×2, but he only gets one of it. And then he also gets, his Seahawks chemistry as well. So if you're running a Seahawks team with Harvest, he gets 94 speed, which is ridiculous, right? And then we have an ability on him, which I'll talk about when we talk about defensive abilities. So Tariq Woolen is an absolute must-own item. He plays for me, and he is a dog. We also are using my man Patrick Surtain for the Broncos. He recently just got this card as well, part of the Harvest first drop. Gets that Harvest chemistry ×2, plus he also gets the Broncos chemistry as well. A lot of people running the Broncos team to help Surtain, to help DRC, who recently just got a card, Brian Dawkins, who recently just got a card, Champ Bailey, Akeem Talib, those guys. So the Broncos team is very, very good because of its defense right now. Really, really good. But we are only rocking the Harvest, so he only gets the +1 speed. He's 93 speed, 94 zone. We actually use him in the slot. I don't use him as an outside corner. I don't use him as a safety. We use him in the slot as a slot DB. I know that might be kind of criminal to use such a great player in not a prominent role, but there's a reason. Patrick Surtain, one of my slot receivers. My other slot receiver right now that I'm using is Night Train Lane, and I've been using Night Train Lane ever since he dropped, because Night Train Lane is one of the best corners in the game every single year. 93 speed. He was 94 speed with the most feared chem, which made him one of the fastest corners in the game. And not much else needs to be said about Night Train. He is a staple of MUT every single year. He is one of the best players every single year, regardless of how bad defense is. Always got to pick up Night Train Lane because he's a god. He is a god. Moving on then to the safeties here. I do use at the safety position right now Justin Simmons, and then still using the free Isaiah Polamau that we got from the Most Feared Challenge. This card has definitely held up ever since it dropped. Starting to become a little bit iffy now to use because, as you can see here by his stats, Isaiah Polamau only has 90 speed with 91 zone, but he is 6'4". But that helps. We still rock out with him because he's free. Got him for watching that tournament. Absolute dog, right? And then we use Justin Simmons at free safety. Justin Simmons, we kind of feel a little bit indifferent about him, but as of late, he has really turned up. He has really become actually really good for me. 91 speed, 92 zone coverage. Once again, he was 92 speed. We made him good, or made him really, really good. Honestly, the 91 speed is not that big of a difference. So those are my safeties right now. I don't really use Jair Alexander, but we just have him here just in case. And then that is virtually it. Everyone else here, a lot of backups for chemistry purposes and whatnot. Also, totally forgot to mention, God rest his soul, Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman we recently just picked up as well. Use him mostly for blitzing purposes because Pat Tillman has 92 speed, and Pat Tillman is absolute legend IRL and in Madden, and he has been a huge part of my team as of late. Rest in peace to an absolute legend right there, Pat Tillman, 92 overall. Now let's transition here over to the abilities. All right, let's talk about the abilities on defense. As you can see here, and as I mentioned earlier, Tariq Woolen, they just recently updated the AP from being 7 to now it being 9 AP on defense, so that's huge. I wish it was 11 AP. I really wish it was, but sadly it only went up to 9. And as you can see here, 3 of the 9 AP, so a third of our AP is being used. This ability right here, deep out zone KO, which has been one of the best abilities in MUT ever since it was introduced. It has been one of the best. It's no different here this year. This ability, I'd say, for what and how the game plays right now, is probably the most must-have ability you can want on a team right now. I would say pick artist, but right now deep out zone is probably more valuable. Even though it sucks not having pick artists everywhere, it sucks. It really sucks because drop picks are still a thing. But deep out zone KO just presents the threat that, like, okay, throwing corner routes and throwing deep streak routes down the field are going to be very risky because you're going to get knocked out. Now, deep out zone KO only works outside of the numbers, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's outside the hash mark. Everything from the hash marks to the sideline is where deep out zone activates, and it also has to be 20 yards downfield. Pretty sure that's how it works. Regardless, this is what the meta is right now. Defense is running not 1, but 2 deep out zone KOs here. And as you can see, J-Ron Curse. This is the free comp pass 90 overall J-Ron Curse. We use these guys at outside cornerback because they're both 6'4" with 90 speed, and they both get the deep out zone KO ability. These two have definitely been very glitchy for me. I actually say J-Ron Curse has been better than Tariq Woolen, even though I haven't had Tariq Woolen as long as Curse. J-Ron Curse is definitely very good. Now you could use Ronnie Lott, Brian Dawkins, a couple other players you can use as well, but I use J-Ron Curse because he's free, he's tall, and he's fast. But why wouldn't I use him, right? And because I can't really afford Brian Dawkins because he's a billion fucking coins. So J-Ron Curse and Tariq Woolen both have deep out zone KO. 6 of my 9 AP are spent on these two alone. I wish it was 2 AP. I really wish it was, but sadly it's not. So where are the other 3 AP being used? Well, the other 1 AP is being spent on Lurk Artist, on Luke Kuechly, because Lurk Artist might be the best ability in the game, hands down. But once again, like I said, the way the game plays, you have to have the deep out zone KOs right now. But Lurk Artist is overall the best ability in the game. Like, it is insane. I ran 6-1 for a little bit, and yeah, Lurk Artist is definitely crazy good. It is unbelievably good. I wish I could run Lurk Artist. I wish I could run 3 of them, but I can't. I was thinking about it, going back to using 3 Lurk Artists, but sadly, we are not. I'm only using the 1. So we can't get Lurk Artist. I mean, I still have it equipped here on Patrick Willis and Devin White. In the instance that we do, we can always go back. But right now, for the way I'm playing the game on defense, we only use 1. So that way I'm able to fit in these 2 deep out zone knockouts. So Luke Kuechly, he is my user once again. Lurk Artist, best ability in the game, hands down. Which then leaves us with 2 AP left over. And I could run the 3 Lurk Artists if I wanted to, but instead I'm rocking out with just pick artist on Justin Simmons. And this is why Justin Simmons has been playing a lot better as of late, is because guess what? He's got the second best ability in the game equipped on him, and that is pick artist. Lurk Artist and pick artist are the best abilities in the game right now. Sadly, they don't knock the ball out as consistently if they don't have the deep out zone KO or mid zone KO or deep in zone. The KOs, I think, trump the artists right now, even though I desperately hope we get 1 AP pick artist soon. Really do. And then hopefully we get 0 pick artists soon. That would be lovely, because this game desperately needs that. If they're not going to touch AP again on defense, then we got to start seeing discounted abilities, which we've already started to see, knock on wood. We've already started to see discounted abilities. So that is what I'm spending all of my AP on. We have 2 AP pick artists, 6 AP spent on deep out zone, and then 1 AP Lurk Artist. Right? If you're running any other ability right now besides these 3, then you're doing yourself a disservice, in my opinion. If you're running any sort of D-line chemistry at all, or inside stuff, why? You're probably losing at a higher clip than you are winning, because you're not using the best abilities in the game. And these are the top 3 in the game on defense, even though defense sucks ass. So once again, if you have any questions about any abilities or players or whatnot on defense, sound off in the comment section below. Moving on then to the special teams portion of this video. Remember when I said this was gonna be a short video? No, this is actually just as long, maybe even longer than a regular Inside the Mind, but we got a lot to break down here for you guys, so you're welcome. Kicker and punter back here. Right now, at punter, I'm just using J.K. Scott. We never punt though, right? We never freaking punt. At kicker though, this is 100% without a doubt the best kicker in the game. You guys need to be using him. Martin Gramatica, the best kicker in the game, and it's because he gets this ability combo for 3 AP. He gets Zen kicker and clutch kicker for all the AP. So he has the slower kicking meter for all kicks over 45 yards. That is huge. And then on top of that, he cannot get iced. So if you're kicking a 45-yard field goal for the win and you have Martin Gramatica with this ability stack, you're not going to get iced and you're going to have a slow meter, which is going to make your life that much easier to make that pressured field goal. That's not much else needs to be said. Martin Gramatica, get him on your team. It's fairly cheap right now. I'd say probably like 300, 400K. I haven't looked at his price as of late. Get him on your team. Best kicker in the game. He also has like, what, 94 kick power too? So he can bang like 62, 63-yard field goals already. It's insane. So yeah, 94 kick power, best kicker in the game. No questions asked there. Specialist tab. Once again, this is where we hide Randy Moss. I hide Jaron Curse back here. Once again, this is for chemistry purposes. Jaron Curse gets hid back here. Once again, we play him an outside cornerback, whether I'm in dollar or whether I'm in, 6-1 or 4-3 normal. That's where I put Jaron Curse, the outside cornerback. All right. Strategy, playbooks. Hey, guess what? I just made a video. My most recent video was on this playbook right here, the Chicago Bears playbook. That is what I've been running on offense as of late. And then I'm running the multiple defense. Chiefs is one of the best playbooks on defense right now. The 4-6 is still very good. And then I am using the multiple defense for reasons. All right. So those are my playbooks. Strategy items. They just recently, this past week, dropped the blue strategy items into the game. There had previously only been, you could only use the green ones. Now they added blue ones back in that give really good boosts. So right now I'm using this route tree one that gives +1 route running to all my wide receivers. It gives them short route running, medium route running, and deep, all +1. Pretty good. And then in the zone gives +3 zone coverage to all of my cornerbacks. And then I've got the +1 zone coverage coach here, Sean McDermott, and then I've got the +1 zone coverage hybrid strategy item. So that's why we're getting +5. That's how you saw we got +5 on Certain, Nitrate Lane, all those guys, is because they're getting +3 here, +1, and +1 equals 5. All my corners getting +1, +5 speed, and then everyone else gets +1 zone coverage because of this card here. So that's it, ladies and germs. That is my squad. The offense, the abilities, the defense, the abilities, the special teams, all the 9 yards broken down for you guys here in great detail. Once again, any questions at all, let me know. Sound off in the comment section down below, and I'll answer them for you to the best of my ability. If you guys enjoyed episode number 7 of Inside the Mind, be sure to leave a thumbs up on the video. It greatly helps. And if you really liked what you saw in this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be notified every single time one of my YouTube videos goes live here on the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've got another gameplay video coming up this week as well in preparation for a tournament. Yes, we're gonna be banging out YouTube content for you guys. The gameplay that I have that I'm going to be showing you was one of the craziest games that I played all year long, and I played some pretty wild ones, but this one was probably takes the cake for being the wildest game that I've played this entire year. But that is coming at some point this week. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Have a good one. Peace.